What is up? We are back for week one, here to talk some daily fantasy football for the first time in 8 months. I got Gerson and Tim joining me tonight, so stay tuned.
Going for two, kickers are extra, I give them the boot. Ooh, going for two, sit back, relax while I grab me a brew. Ooh, now I'm reclining while putting my time and I'm ready to go. My spine is aligning and much my lineups, my bank account grow. I am so rich, but knowledge is all that I'm leaving it with. Ooh, listen to this, multiple options, how far can I get? Ooh, DFS Dynasty redraft tonight, I'm not finishing last. I'm finishing past any and all, I am looking to last. What else? This spot is popping and I am so locked in and only opening the door when it is opportunity knocking. And all of these spots keep on talking and talking. So what are we talking? What kind of alignment? And running it deep, even players forgotten or came from the bottom or hitting that top. And this spot is popping, yeah, this spot is popping. And woo! This is the armchair, yeah. Put up your arms, yeah. Sound the alarm, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo!
What is going on? And welcome to episode 427 of the Armchair Fantasy Show. I am your host, of course, Jeff Lambert. Follow me on Twitter at JeffLambert77. Of course, we're live every Friday night, usually at 10:30 Eastern Time, but tonight we're doing a little bit of a later show, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be 10:30 most of the time, though. I'm here, as always, with my co-hosts. First up, we got Mr. Tim Strobel. What's up, Tim?
Oh man, I'm doing good. Happy to be back. Week one, man. I've been waiting, months, right? We all have. It's finally here. Can't wait.
Absolutely. And then right below me, we got the man, the myth, the legend. We got G. Gerson. What's up, man?
Can't wait. It sounds like what's the name? That linebacker, Bart, right? Is that his name?
Yeah, Bart Scott. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. I'm doing pretty good, man. I can't complain. Just excited football to be back. Excited to be stressed out again every Sunday. But also it's exciting. I mean, I love football. And, between coaching football, watching football, gambling on football, I feel like football is my life again, And I basically told everybody at work. I basically told the girl I'm dating, basically told anybody, I'm like, hey, it's football season. Nice to know you. Take care.
Take care. Good stuff. And we got lots of people in the chat already. We got Jared in the chat. We got Mark in the chat. Jamie, Joe. There's Scott checking in there. Love it. The chat is pumping. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on screen here because y'all are filling the chat up. I want to get it on screen. All right. Well, let's get into the rewind.
The weekly rewind. Rewind.
So obviously we don't have any games to rewind from last week. So I'm going to rewind all the way back to last year when my co-host right here to my left, your right, got married last year, right? And it was a big deal. He went to Hawaii. It was a whole nine. He missed the show. Well, he has some other life exciting news here that he wants to share with us. So Tim, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, man. Sometime during this football season, I will become a dad. So I'm super excited, man. Finally joined the dad group and chat with Jeff here, be a girl dad, join that community. And dude, I can't wait, man. I was actually just telling him that my whole family's in town because my wife's baby shower is tomorrow. So I got the family, I got football, we got the show back. I'm doing really good right now.
Love it. Good stuff, man. And congratulations. I know I told you in
Thank you.
in messages, but here I'm telling you in person now. Congratulations, man. It's life-changing for sure. It's, one of the best things that can happen to you. So, I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Let's get into some football now.
Let's talk quarterbacks.
All right, we'll kick it off at the top here with some of these top quarterbacks. And Tim, I'm gonna go with you first here. Give me one of your top guys.
Yeah, I think my favorite guy, and I don't really think it's close for me, is Baker Mayfield. This is my favorite game on the weekend. I think it's tied for the highest over/under, but I think it has the best chance to shoot out. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about the Cleveland-Cincinnati game, and I like that game a lot. But I like this game a lot better. I like the Atlanta side, but I really like Tampa Bay side. Baker Mayfield averaged 24 points against this team last year, and their 2 games last year combined for 57 and 66 points. So I don't see any reason why that's going to change. It's not like these defenses have gotten better since last year. I think we're, the only thing that concerns me is obviously Liam Cohen left and is now in Jacksonville. But I think Baker's going to do Baker things and keep slinging it. So he's my favorite quarterback on the week.
Yeah, I love it. And I actually had Baker on my list. I saw you had him on your list, so I didn't put him on mine. But yeah, all the things you said. I mean, one of the highest over-runners on the slate. Both games last year were shootouts. I think one of them actually went over 60 points total. This game, you can stack this game up left, right, and be happy with your team. So yeah, I like that, especially that price point. 6.6 is pretty cheap. Gerson, who do you got for one of your top 3 favorite plays here?
All right, so before I start naming all my plays and talking on the show and all this, as you guys know, for like the last 4 years, I've been doing a 12-pack challenge on the show.
Yeah,
I decided to change it up a little bit this year. I think I'm gonna do, I call it 100 ounces in 1 hour. So I have the tall boys. These ones are actually 25 ounce, not 24 ounce. So 25 ounce, and I'll do 100 ounces in 1 hour. Hopefully it goes good. But I love the Baker call. My only worry is the offensive line, but besides that, I'm not too worried. That's gonna be a great game environment. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm gonna go to Trevor Lawrence. He's probably my favorite quarterback. Liam Cohen going over there from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and drafting Travis Hunter. You have Brian Thomas, who had one of the best rookie seasons. And then the tight end that will be named later. Basically, it's cheap. It's a cheap stack. I love it. With the matchup, Panthers still haven't really improved. I still can't believe they signed J.C. Horn to that kind of deal. He's not even like a top 20 cornerback. I mean, he's okay, but he's mid at best. Yeah. But it's just, to me, it's a game environment. It's a game environment. I expect it to go back and forth because the Jaguars defense sucks too. It hasn't. I mean, you drafted Travis Hunter, but from the sound of it and from what I'm reading, that they're not really going to play him on defense. They're going to play him mostly on offense. So that's good for my Lawrence share. And I get it. Lawrence hasn't really had the upside in the past seasons, right? But look at the coaches he had. That's what I want to look at. The most. But the biggest thing is Lawrence also a dual quarterback. People don't know this, but he can run when he has to. And I wouldn't be shocked if he gets like 40 yards and maybe to get down to the goal line and he runs it in because he's a big boy. He's fast. He can move. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like, I don't know if you guys were watching the game today, but Justin Herbert, like the way he runs. But he's a little bit faster than Justin Herbert. I'll say that though.
Good stuff. Yeah, I do like Trevor Lawrence too. He'll be a popular play at that price point for sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go all the way to the top there, and I'm going to go with JD5, Jaden Daniels at the Giants at 7K. Obviously, running quarterback. He got his top option back. Terry McLaurin is back. He has a new weapon in Deebo Samuel. Zach Ertz is there, old reliable Zach Ertz. I think JD5 is going to have a monster game. Now, the only thing I am worried about, this Giants front seven is legit. I know the team overall isn't good, but they do have a good front five or front seven. So I do worry about a little bit about that. But at 7K, early in the season, DraftKings always has a very soft pricing. You won't get 5 week 6, week 7. He won't be 7K anymore. So if you're going to play him, play him for sure. So I love 8-5 this week.
And there's no Josh, no Lamar, right? So he's got a clear ceiling that I don't know any other quarterback does, right? Yeah, no Mahomes either, obviously.
Yep, absolutely. Gerson, you got one more guy in the top there I want you to talk about, and then I'll mention my guy. We'll get to the values here.
Yep.
So this game, to me, is probably the game that could probably just it's expensive. It's expensive on the Joe Burrow side.
Yep.
Joe Burrow is my quarterback, 6.9K. But the thing is, to me, I'm gonna stack him probably with the running back to get a little bit cheaper. Is find value there, and then get, of course, his number one superstar, Jamar Chase. But the thing is, it's the run back that makes it so cheap. There's a lot of options on the Cleveland Browns side, and you don't need Scooby-Doo to solve this mystery. The Browns are probably a bottom 3 team. They're pretty bad. The whole Deshaun Watson thing was a disaster. They realized, they traded an opportunity to get Travis Hunter to trade it out. They knew they're basically rebuilding. Myles Garrett got paid, though. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
But still, if you can name me other defensive players besides Myles Garrett, I'd be very impressed. That defense is not that great. I do worry. I always say this. I do, especially in that division, I do worry about rivalry. In that division, they know each other very well.
They do.
And the other thing that worries me is that if you go and look at the spread and the Vegas stuff, Browns always cover against the Bengals.
Yeah.
And it's always a low-scoring game. But I think this year, Joe Burrow is out for blood. I think Joe Burrow is going to win the MVP this year. That Bengals defense is awful. That Bengals defense couldn't cover anything. So just because they got Trey Henderson, cool, dude, but that's not gonna matter. You had him last year. He didn't do. He made a difference, but not that big of a difference. You just got numbers, But at the same time, I think this game could be a shootout. But I wouldn't be amazed if it happens to be the game environment that we've seen in the previous past because of rivalries, Plus, Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast.
It's the first time Burrow's been healthy going into week 1. And you guys know, I actually haven't heard any other show talk about it this week, is Vegas line movement. You guys know I love Vegas line movement. This game opened at 44.5, and it's come up 3 points to 47.5.
Yeah.
For nothing, for there to be no injury changes or anything like that, that's a massive swing. It's now tied for the highest on the slate. So I think I wasn't as big of a fan of this game. I'm starting to come around that I think you need some pieces of this game, or like Gerson said, you could get left in the dust.
Yeah, agreed. I'll just mention the one last guy I had. I had Bo Nix at 6.3 at home versus Tennessee. He's a running quarterback. He's not quite Jaden Daniels, but he does get some yards on the ground. Got some new weapons as well. He's got Evan Ingram there, which I think will open things up for him. Cortland Sutton is back, so I do like Bo Nix a little bit as well. We'll move down into Marvin Mims as well. Yep, absolutely.
This year.
This the year.
This year.
All right, we'll move down into the to the value tier here, and Tim, I'll go to you here. Give me one of your value plays.
Yeah, I'm going to take the one that neither of y'all had, and it's the other side of that game, and it's my boy Footsteps Flacco. Man, Joe Flacco, 4,900. We just talked about we expect that game to probably shoot out. Neither team plays a lot of defense. Maybe it's 2023 all over again, right? And he's throwing for 300 yards a game. I had that. He threw for over 300 yards a game in 2023. So they got Stefanski. Let's get the band back together and sling it time. So just sub Amari Cooper for Jerry Jeudy and let's roll, right? And then that gets you access, like Gerson said, you can play Chase Brown. You can play Jamar Chase, right? Heck, you can maybe even fit both of them with the cheaper quarterback. I think that's the way I'm going to attack the game.
Yeah, I love it. I'll take my guy next. I'm gonna go with the guy that y'all don't have either. I know there's one here that we all have that I think will be a pretty popular value play. But I'll go with Justin Fields versus Pittsburgh at 5.4. Yeah. We know he's gonna run, right? He isn't the greatest passer in the world. He's okay, but we know he's gonna run for his life. He's running for his life. But give me a 80 yards on the ground and a touchdown. One passing touchdown at 5.4. I do like Fields in a little bit of a revenge game. I know Gerson doesn't like to use that word, but a little bit of a revenge game on both sides actually, because
double revenge. Yeah, the lauded double revenge.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, Gerson's favorite thing is the revenge narrative, so I make sure I always bring that up.
Yeah, I will say I think he's really the only guy that has a realistic 30-point ceiling in the 5K range, right? Like he can give you a 12 and probably will, right? But I think he's the only guy in that range. Like Trevor Lawrence has a great game. He gets you 24, right? Maybe 26. I think Fields is really the only guy in there that could hit 30.
Yeah, agreed.
Really?
Gerson, why don't you take the one that we all have here?
Yeah.
So I think Daniel Jones could get 30 points. He's done it before.
Oh,
That's a little
He-
spicy. I was
hold
talking.
on. Spicy. I like that.
Let me say what you're gonna hear on every podcast and every show.
Okay.
Yeah, Daniel Jones once won a million maker.
That's true.
Why can't
He
he
did,
do it again? It's not a lie. He had one. I think he won 2 million makers, to be honest. But it is true. Miami's defense is horrendous. It's so bad. Their secondary, they basically picked up people off the street in free agency, and I believe a couple of their players are hurt also. It's bad. Now, what I'm saying, I'm saying that I know Daniel Jones is not the best passer in the world, but when you have a secondary like that, he can take advantage of it. And what do the Miami Dolphins do? They push the pace, right? They're gonna pass, run, ball, and everything. Their offense is healthy, so that's good. But their defense is not looking good. I wouldn't be shocked if Mike, and I'm calling it right now, Mike McDaniel gets fired mid-season.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked.
Absolutely.
I think that team is on the downwind or whatever they call it. But Daniel Jones can also run the ball too. I don't think the Colts would give him the starting position without being confident in him and making sure. And Josh Downs looks like he's going to play. Tyler Warren's a great weapon. I can't wait till we play Tyler Warren. It's going to be like the Brock Bauer experience. Well, maybe not as good as him, but it's good enough. But Jonathan Taylor, the offensive line's healthy. That whole offense is good to go. Hopefully it takes off. For 5.1K too. I mean, that's the cheapest quarterback you're probably going to play this week. So 5.1K, and it allows you to open up everything. I'm not saying you should stack him. I'm saying that you can play him though.
Okay.
But it's if you want to get different though. I mean, I don't really feel comfortable. I mean, the only way I would stack him was Down and Tyler Warren, you know, in GPP tournament. Other than that, and you can run it back with basically everybody's gonna say Tyreek, right? But I don't mind Waddle. I mean, Waddle's so cheap.
Yeah,
but
so cheap for sure. Yeah, I like Jones a lot. Actually, I have him. I'm putting out a new graphic every week called the DraftKings dollar menu, and it's one quarterback, one running back, one receiver, one tight end, and a flex that are all cheap. And I had Daniel Jones as my dollar menu quarterback. So at 5.1, you definitely can't go wrong there.
Does a dollar menu exist in America anymore?
Not anymore. That only in our minds. All right, I'll mention the last guy that we all did have. We mentioned Drake May. Obviously, he has a rushing upside as well. He's playing a defense that's expected to not be very good in the Las Vegas Raiders, and he's 5.5. So I like May as well. He's, I think, will be pretty popular in the value tier as well. Let's go ahead and get to the tight ends.
Did somebody say tight ends?
I'll kick us off here with the guy that I like a lot, and I think Tim, you got him on your list as well. Actually, so does Gerson. But George Kittle at Seattle, 5.8. What can you say about this guy? One, I think there's so many injuries with the 49ers. We just found today Christian McCaffrey is injured. He may or may not play. Jawan Jennings is healthy, but he did have a calf injury up until this week. Obviously Ayuk's not playing. It's, and they even had backups that have gotten hurt too. So, I mean, this team is pretty much decimated, but Kittle is the one strong constant here. He is their big play threat on the field right now. And he's usually a Seattle Seahawks killer as well. So at 5.8, I like Kittle a lot this week. And I think look his way quite often. So Kittle's probably one of my favorite tight ends on the slate. I'm going to go to you, Tim, but I'm going to go ahead and hit the drop first.
Lock it in.
Yeah, as soon as Joe Flacco was announced as the quarterback, for me, there was no question who I was playing in tight end at week 1 is David Njoku, right? Like, it's no question. You take A quarterback who favors the tight end against the team that is the worst against tight ends, right? Like it's too easy. We don't have a flow chart, but we don't need a flow chart in week 1, right? It's Flacco and Njoku at 4,700. He's in that perfect range where I want to spend. He is going to be the highest owned tight end, right? That's the downside here. I think if you can get your way to Kittle, especially as a late swap option, I think there's a ton of upside there. But for me, especially for cash, set it and forget it, David Njoku.
I love it. Yeah, Njoku was definitely on my list as well. Probably I would think the cash tight end in this week.
Sure.
He'll be the highest owned for sure because of that Flacco connection there.
Yep.
Gerson, what do you have for one of your favorite plays here at tight end?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to John. I think John been here since we've been here in the beginning. He's been here for a long time. We miss you, man. We miss you for sure. I mean, thanks for tuning in. Of course, Jamie, Jared, Brian, everybody else, Mickey. Always much love. I appreciate you guys. So tight end, and Njoku is the top guy for me.
Yeah.
But I think the one guy that I'm trying to get contrarian is the Green Bay Packers tight end Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft, to me, he is the next George Kittle. And that might be bold because of how great George Kittle is. But he's going to break out this year in a big way. He had the most yards after contact last year. And the team he's facing actually allows the most yards after contact to tight end. So it actually makes a lot of sense for him. You know, I mean, Detroit Lions, that game's going to be a very good environment. They just got Michael Parsons. I don't think he's going to play a lot. I think he's probably going to play like 50% of his snaps.
Yeah.
He's still dealing with a back injury or something like that. He needs an epidural to play. Is that how you say that word? I don't even know. But yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. I'm not a doctor. Yeah. I mean, the game's going to be good. Jordan Love last year was hurt. Takeaway last year away. The year before that, he was slinging that ball like an MVP quarterback. I mean, and that's bold to say because, I mean, it's hard. But I think Jordan Love will be this year's Baker Mayfield. You know, what Baker was last year, Jordan Love will be like that good. And Tucker Kraft, you're dealing with Jaden Reed with going to play on a broken foot, apparently, or like a fractured foot. Romeo Dub. I already know who he is. I already know what he is. I don't care about him. And then Kristen Watson's not playing, right?
He's definitely
still out, right? He's not playing. I mean, the depth chart is pretty simple, and I think Tucker Kraft is going to be one of the best tight ends this week. His price is just remarkable too, $4K. I mean, David Njoku though is the top play, but I'm going to have a lot of Tucker Kraft, and in my optimizers and stuff, I'm going to put like it's called a like, but it's more like you up his percentage to get more exposure to him. And I mean, it's just to me, if Detroit somehow scores on them a lot, Love is just going to pass the ball. And I'm going to have Kraft quite a bit, but Njoku is a play for sure.
Yep. And I'll just mention the other two guys that we had on here so we can get to the value tier. I have Evan Ingram versus Tennessee at 4.5. Like I said, Bo Nix has got a new toy with Evan Ingram. When he's healthy, he's
Joker.
And then we have, and I think, exactly. Ingram's going to play that Jimmy Graham role, right? In the conference. So we saw how good that was in New Orleans. And then Tim has got Kyle Pitts at 4.3, which I also like Kyle Pitts as well. In that game, we talked about being a high game total, going to be a shootout. Pitts had some of his best games in this matchup last year, so I like Kyle Pitts as well.
And he's not going to be owned, which I think is shocking, because I think that game is going to be owned overall, but I don't see any ownership on Pitts.
Yeah, I agree. He's not being owned. People are kind of over Pitts, but I think he's definitely look at. Real quick, I wanted to answer this question we have from Cap for Life. Looks like he's a new one tuning in. He doesn't know this is DFS, so we're going to just answer his question for him anyway. Do I trade my Evan Ingram for Austin Eckler? He says he has Tyler Warren, Barkley, and Bucky. So I'm assuming it's not going to be kind of tight end premium, but I think I still prefer Evan Ingram over Austin Eckler. I think as the season progresses, I think Eckler gets replaced by some of the younger running backs. I think I'm keeping Evan Ingram. What about you, Gerson? You trading Ingram for Austin Eckler?
Well, he said he had Barkley and Bucky. So yeah, I would. But again, if it's tight end premium, I'm I don't, it's hard for me to trade away Evan Ingram for a running back like Austin Eckler. If it's tight end premium, I'm not doing that because I believe I can get more value for Evan Ingram later on in the season. If I already have Barkley and Bucky, that's pretty much my starting roster at running back,
Agreed. Yes.
All right, we'll move down into the value tier, and I'll kick us off here. I'm going with a guy that we've had in the value tier quite often, and sometimes he doesn't pay off for us. But Chig Okonkwo at Denver at 3.4. I'm going to call it. This is the year. I hope this is the year. Last year he closed out strong. He had, I think, 4 straight games with 6 targets to end the season. He gets an upgrade at quarterback this year with Cam Ward. We know that young quarterbacks like to look for their tight ends over the middle, so I think Chig is going to be that guy. And he's also kind of their big play threat, right? I mean, Ridley is going to be the target monster. He's kind of their big play guy, so I think Chig is going to have a good game here in Denver.
You know why I like that play? Because Calvin Ridley will be covered by Patrick Surtain. So Cam Ward is a rookie. He doesn't see Calvin Ridley open. What do you think he's going to do? Either the running back, Tony Pollard, and Tony Pollard, okay. He's going to go to him. But, hey, man, I got to ask this. But every single time I see Chig Okonkwo, I just think of the train, shiggy. We need to have a sound bite for him, when we say him, Shiggy.
If he starts playing well enough, we'll give him a sound bite, but he's got to be on the
hell
team.
Yeah. Win a Millie Maker and we'll talk.
Yeah.
All right, Daniel Jones.
Yeah. That's true. Pull it, Daniel Jones. Yeah, so before Njoku, I think my favorite tight end on the low side anyway was Hunter Henry. We already talked about how much we like Drake May. I think it's a great matchup against the Raiders. He did much better at home last year versus on the road. But I think it's just it matches all of our boxes, right? Matchup's good value, a good opportunity. I would like him more if I didn't want to just pay $800 for Njoku, right? And I actually really like the Kraft call. He's in that same range, but he's going to be sub 5% owned. Right. And I think that's the thing for me. He puts you in a unique build. You save that $800 for Njoku and you put that on somebody else. And now you have potentially 2 lower owned options. So, yeah, I think I will probably be well over the field on Hunter Henry this week. And he'll be in a lot of my Drake May lineups if I go that route.
Yeah. And Drake May targeted the heck out of him last year, too, once he took over the full role. Yeah, he was love Hunter Henry. So, yeah, good call.
He was super cheap in best ball this year too, so maybe it's just that I have so much of him.
You're just
kind of wishing it. I'm wishing it for it to be true. Yeah,
love it. Gerson, you have a tight end that we played a lot last year as a value.
Yeah, that's correct.
Once again, he's a value. Brenton Strange at 3.3. Talk about him a little bit.
Yeah, it's not strange anymore, is it? Yeah. So Brenton Strange. I mean, when Evan Ingram went down, the guy produced. I mean, he was a top 10 tight end every single time he played. Trevor Lawrence, if he panics, he's going to the tight end right away.
Yeah.
He doesn't have – hopefully, Leon Cohen, besides his I was mind blown, and this is inside joke because we've been talking about it in chat for since he did it. When he did his Duval scene, yes. I hope that's the only dumb moment I ever take away from that coach. And I hope he's a genius and he tells Trevor Lawrence, makes him a smart quarterback. This is NFL, up to speed, Finally, hopefully this is him, But Brenton Strange actually pretty athletic. He can break tackles, he can move around, and it's almost like you didn't even realize that Evan Ingram was gone, But his price is what intrigued me the most. I mean,
yes,
we have a lot of value on this slate, and I let me rephrase that. We have a lot of value on this slate. It's what you do with it is what matters, because the running back position is loaded, the wide receiver position is loaded. I'm not scared about the tight end position. And Njoku and Kraft, and we didn't even mention any of the tight end like
elites,
Bowers, McBride, like those guys. But to me, it's just what you do with your roster. And Strange to me allows me to do a lot with my roster. But I think he's gonna between him and another guy I'll probably mention later on in the show, it's probably gonna be my highest exposure tight end.
Love it. All right, it is time to get to those aforementioned running backs.
It's time for running backs. Running backs.
All right, so we got quite a few running backs to talk about, so we probably won't be able to get to all of them. But Tim, I'll go to you first here. Give me one of your favorite plays here at running back.
Yeah, there's only one question, right? We're going to talk about every position tonight. We're going to talk about stacks. But the whole week comes down to one decision. Are you playing Christian McCaffrey or not? Right? Do you believe that he is legitimately injured, or do you believe that he is anything close to what he was? Because 7,300 is an absolutely ridiculous price. Like, this is DraftKings. We talked about before about DraftKings baiting us with a price. That's what this is. This is them daring you to say, yeah, but how injured can he be for 7,300? Right? So for me, I think your decision for your lineup starts with Christian McCaffrey, right? If you play him, I think in cash, right now, it looks like, he's going to be the highest owned player. That may change by Sunday as people adjust their projections. I think in tournaments, it is the great opportunity to fade him. We'll see, obviously, how things trickle over into Sunday. But as of right now, I think I may go almost full fade in tournaments, because I think there are plenty of other options that are great running back plays this week. And if he gets a 40, then he was always going to win, right? And I'll just take the cash win. But if this is anything close to as serious as it could be, I mean, calf and Achilles go hand in hand. We talked about it last segment. I'm not a doctor, okay? I'm not trying to be a doctor here. But when you have a full practice on a Wednesday, you're limited on a Thursday, get hurt, and DNP on a Friday, I don't want to play you at whatever price. So I think that's where you have to start. So I'll just say that my guy this week that neither of you have, and I think the industry in general is low on him, is Jonathan Taylor. We talked about Miami's defense is trash. He is much better at home. He dropped 44 points in a similar game last year. I do not believe that the Dolphins will be able to keep up. They have, in multiple practices, scrimmages this summer, gotten bullied by every team they played against. They are a soft football team. As Gerson said, Mike McDaniel has led a culture that is not adaptable to getting the ball ran on you 30 times a game. And so I think at some point, Jonathan Taylor is going to bust out, and he's going to be could be the best running back play on the entire slate. And he will be my main tournament running back.
I love it.
Holy smoke, dude. I love that stuff.
Yeah, Gerson, you just got horny over there. All right, I'm gonna go next here. I got Devon Achane. Obviously, we heard today that he is clear to play. He will be playing in this game. And there's one reason that I want to play him, and it's because Tua is healthy. I looked in games last year with Tua and without Tua. So without Tua, Achane averaged 2.3 targets per game. With Tua, he averaged 6.6 targets per game. So that's quite a bit of targets for a guy like Achane that can take it to the house at any point. I think he's going to get plenty of work. And as long as Tua is healthy, I think Achane will get plenty of opportunities in the passing game as well. At 6.9, I think I'll be playing a lot of Achane here as a pivot off of Christian McCaffrey, because as a 49ers fan, I probably will not be playing Christian McCaffrey unless we hear on Sunday that he is fully healthy and they actually come out and say it and we see him warming up. Then I'll believe it at that point. But until then, I don't trust Kyle Shanahan. He burned us last year. He said the same exact thing last year, and then we didn't see Christian McCaffrey for a while. So I'm going Achane over Christian McCaffrey this week. Gerson, let's go to you. What do you got for one of your favorite plays?
How dare you guys? How dare you guys? CMC coming out this week for revenge. All you people that doubted him, he's going to get 3 touchdowns, 180 yards, and 100 yard catching. I don't know how it's going to happen, but somehow it's going to happen. No, I'm kidding. But he is going to have a good game. I think this could be a good thing. This is where we get crazy. It's week 1, right? You have all these values. You have all these directions you can go. How are you going to build your roster? Oh, I'm scared. I don't want to play CMC. He had that calf strain. Oh, they traded for Brian Robinson. They knew this. But what if CMC goes out there and has a 3-touchdown game? And we've seen this before where the guy that we thought was going to be Shulk had something questionable or something. All of a sudden, you didn't play him, and he broke out. And if there was ever like a perfect grip for that, it's CMC. I mean, the matchup is there. Jawan Jennings. There's no Deebo Samuel there anymore. I mean, Ricky Pearsall, Kittle. Yeah, sure. But I don't think, and I believe that I can't remember. The doctor on Twitter, I think it rhymed with Shao, like Norm Shao or something like that. I think he was he was a guy that basically was there when Tyrod Taylor got punctured in his lung. He said on a podcast, he said, I believe the situation with Christian McCaffrey is very, very secretive. It's like secretly, like, the word, like they're being very secretive about it.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be okay. I think they have to take precautions because of what the NFL guideline for the rule guideline is when you put report. And that's the thing that got me curious. I'm like, all right, well, the NFL, because nowadays, if you don't put something on the report, like an injury, even the slightest thing, you will get fined. Will get it can even get to the extent where you lose draft picks. Yeah. And I'm very curious.
Is he didn't practice today. That's what really scares me on a Friday. He practiced off to the side. He didn't actually get practice. That makes me nervous. If he practiced in fashion, then I'd be okay. But he didn't.
Did they have videos of him running? I thought they had videos of him running sprints, though.
I don't know. I just saw Twitter saying that he was working out on the side.
Okay. That's what I saw. He put on his pads, he warmed up, and then he took them off and was working on the side.
So based on that, like here's the thing. So come Sunday, right? We all and we're gonna do this every year, week 1. Remind you guys, go to Jeff's Twitter list. He has a list.
Yeah.
You still have that, right, Jeff?
Yep, I still have it.
Yep.
He has the beat writers list.
I updated.
Go look and see what they say. They are at the game. They're watching everything that's happening. They have VIP stuff, And if CMC is not out there on the field warming up, then change all your perspective of CMC to Brian Robinson. Even though I wouldn't, because I don't really think Brian Robinson's that talented, or even on the level of CMC.
Not for the price.
But I'm still going to play CMC. For that price, we were playing CMC at $10,000 at one point.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So if I can get him at,
it feels like bait, but I agree. It's so cheap, man. Ugh.
It's just so dumb. $7,300 for the CMC at that price, for what the 49ers can do. And the other thing is, this is an afternoon game, right?
Yeah, it's a 4:05 game. Well, 4:05 time.
So you really have to put, sorry, I can't say that on the show. You really have to put your feelings apart, or you have to go all in, And for me, I'm going all in, because if I can go GPP, because I can actually switch the afternoon slate from go from DMC to Josh Jacob, and then upgrade another position.
Yeah.
You got to look at those. You really have to you have to strategize your strategy. Because CMC is 7,300, and let's say they say there's no news, and this. We've all done this, right? Like, when we're worried in the morning, we're like, oh, I don't know. And then if it's an afternoon game like this, you're like, I guarantee you that percentage right now, the ownership percentage, I think the last time I saw it was like 24%.
Yeah.
But
I will say,
I'm playing him.
I will say, at least spend enough time on McCaffrey. But
let's move on.
If you play Christian McCaffrey, put him in flex. It'll give you more options to switch him out.
Yes, absolutely.
Play him in the flex. So at 4:05,
and that's on the table.
He gets ruled out. Yeah, there you go. Gerson wanted to say nuts on the table.
Hey man, Jeff wanted been Jeff like, gee, you're gonna get us canceled like 3 times. I'm like, I can't do it, dude.
Yeah, I need one of you to convince me to play Chase Brown. That's what I was going to say. Because right now I don't want to play Chase Brown. I need you guys to tell me why I should play Chase Brown.
Chase Brown to me is the cheap way to get exposure to that side of the offense. You don't got to pay up for Jamar Chase or T Higgins. I think Gesicki has been cleared, but he was injured for a while. So Chase Brown is the cheaper way to get exposure to that game at 6.6. He will catch passes. You could stack him with Joe Burrow if you wanted to get different with it. That's my main reason why, because that's a high total game. Very expensive pieces on the Cincinnati Bengals side. If you need a cheap piece to get him in there, I think 6.6 is how you get there. I mentioned a couple more guys real quick. I have Alvin Kamara. I think he's just going to be check down city with Alvin Kamara there at 6.3. I think, Tim, you have a guy I think could be pretty chalky in James Conner at 6.1. Give me your quick on James Conner.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go Genty because I do think he might be my favorite low-owned play. But James Conner is just the game environment, right? The Saints are probably the worst team in the league. They always ride him hard early in the season. That sounds weird. They always give him a lot of usage early in the season, and this is a perfect opportunity against a terrible Saints rush defense. I just don't see how he doesn't get 20, 25 touches here. And for 6,100, that's just too cheap, right? Projected to win. He gets pass game work. Like, I'm not really worried about them going to Trey Benson unless they get up by like 30, right? Or it's the fourth quarter. Otherwise, I think we're getting 3.5 quarters of, prime James Conner.
Yeah, and he's actually right now the fourth highest owned, and that's with Christian McCaffrey being in the top 3. That could change Sunday. So yeah, he is going to be one of the more popular plays because of his price point, because of his usage, because of his matchup. For sure, I like him a lot. Gerson also had Bijan Robinson in there, so we'll mention him.
Yeah.
To the cheap tier now, and Tim, will go right back to you. Give me one of your value plays.
Yeah, so my pivot off of Conner, and this obviously depends on CMC has to be ruled out. But if CMC is ruled out, I am going to play probably 50% Kenneth Walker. I really like Kenneth Walker this week in general, but he is not quite Derrick Henry level, but one of the most game script dependent running backs in the league, right? Certainly, I would say top 5. If they get behind in this game, I think it might be the Charbonnet show, right? It's going to be Zach Charbonnet.
There's no way, though. There's no way they're going to get behind in this game.
That's what I'm saying. Well, if I think they could. That's what I'm saying. With Jennings back, I think it changes the game plan. Because I think if you only have to worry about Pearsall and Kittle, then they can shut it down and make it work. But if CMC plays, then I don't think you can play Walker. At least that's my opinion. I think that he's going to get game scripted out pretty easily. I hope I'm wrong, but if CMC doesn't play, he's an absolute lock button for me. I might play him anyway, just because I think they are going to be a running team, right? That is their identity. They're going to run the ball and play defense, old school football. So he's going to get the rock. Yep. It's just, does he get 12 touches and then get phased out?
Yeah, and the 49ers defense is a new look defense. I mean, you still have Bosa, Fred Warner, but there was a lot of turnover in that defense from last year and over the last couple of years. So they're not what they used to be against the run. So I can see, especially if Christian McCaffrey's not being used quite a bit.
Yeah, but they got Robert Saleh back, and they got Fred Warner there. I still think that defense has leadership. It still has coaching.
Yeah.
I honestly, I mean, if I had Vegas available in Utah, I would go vote Robert Saleh for defense assistant of the year. I mean, there is props out there for that, by the way. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I think the Seahawks are fake. I think Darnold not good.
Oh.
I mean, we'll see, man.
All right, Gerson, you have one value guy there. Go ahead and mention him.
Just Jaylen Warren. I mean, the guy is so cheap. Honestly, I wasn't gonna put a value on the value sheet because I think we have so much flexibility with wide receiver price, and like basically tight end that you don't really need to play a value running back. and I'm not gonna waste my spot for a running back, for a value running back. But the only way I would do it would be Jaylen Warren, because say the Steelers fall from behind, they're either way. Jaylen Warren game script proof. Like, he can run the ball, probably not as good as Caleb Johnson. Caleb Williams can't run. I mean, he might be running for his life, but Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back that they got in the draft. But Jaylen Warren, they just extended him for what, $16 million, Jeff? Was it like something like that?
Yeah.
And basically, to me, it's just very cheap, and that's it. But I don't really care. Like, I'm not really focused on the value for running back. I'm gonna focus more on the value for wide receiver and tight end.
Yeah, I mentioned the last couple of guys that we have. Me and Tim both had Henderson from New England at 5.5, and then I put Dylan Sampson for the Browns. You know, I think Jerome Ford gets the start. I think Sampson's a more exciting player at 4.9. I think he can eventually take over that role. So maybe week 1 it happens. So those are the values that we have. Let's go ahead and get to the receivers.
And now, wide receivers.
And I'm going to go ahead and give us a triple drop, because I'm going to go ahead and hit the lock.
Lock it in.
And then I'm going to hit my my drop for my player here.
We fly, no lie, you know it's falling rise outside. It's like showbiz.
Talking about Nico Collins at 7.4 going up against the Rams. You know, I do this every year where I talk about the matchup that FTN puts out, and the 9.9 matchup rating goes to Mr. Nico Collins. To see Akella Witherspoon at the corner position for the most part of this game. Nico Collins is going to be a beast. We did already hear that Christian Kirk is going to be ruled out. He was the number 2 receiver. So now they're going to be starting two rookies actually with Nico there. So Nico's going to get targeted like crazy, and at 7.4, I think he is my lock of the week, and I love this matchup. So Nico is my boy this week for my lock. Should I go ahead and just hit your lock too, Gerson? Let's go ahead and get him out the way.
Lock it in.
Go ahead, Gerson.
Well, I said I'm targeting the. Well, I said my stack was basically Trevor Lawrence, Ted McMillan, and then you'll figure out who someone else is later on. But Ted McMillan, I mean, this guy was probably, in my opinion, everybody had Travis Hunter all the way at the top, Ted McMillan, and basically you got to pick your wide receiver as rookie, right? And you want to hit on them early, and we did that last season. We did very good last season. I mean, we were playing Brian Thomas week in and week out. I mean, and this is the opportunity you're going to take. McMillan, there's a reason I always say this. Like, people, week 1, they see all the rookies. They want to play all of them. They see, that's how cheap he is and everything. Like this week, a couple of guys like Travion Henderson, he's cheap. But I don't think he's a great player. And you can keep going down the list, you know. But McMillan, to me, is the matchup. I mean, it's the game environment. It's not going to matter. He's going to get targeted. Bryce Young did very good last season. Whether people would like to admit it or not, I mean, he got benched, came through, and next thing you know, he was Adam Thielen in him. That Buccaneer game made me a lot of money. But, oh, man, I was very happy about that, by the way. But to me, it's just McMillan is a very talented wide receiver out of Arizona, and he's going to pepper him with so much target. I wouldn't be a shock if he gets 12 targets this week. But he's going to have to keep up with the pace, because Leon Cohen's offense, they're going to push it. And this is the game I'm targeting this week. And it might bite me in the ass. Sorry, YouTube. It might bite me in the butt, but at the same time, it's cheap.
Like, sorry, I can't say that, but
I know, right?
Well, come on, dude. Like, I mean, Tim said a couple things, you know, but McMillan, to me, he's very talented. His price is so cheap. He's my lock of the week. I'm gonna have so much exposure to him. I might actually I might get nervous. I'm gonna be sweating a lot this weekend. I mean, I sweat regardless on every Sunday. I mean, there's a reason why I have gray hair somewhere around here, but there's a reason why I'm balding too. But yeah, it's football season's here now. But no,
we all had a lot less gray hair when this show started. I'll tell you that. Jeff's like, just
mine's all gray.
yeah, but no, for sure, McMillan's gonna be probably my favorite wide receiver to play this week. But it's just a game environment. It's very cheap. Again, you have to pick your spots this week.
Yeah,
but McMillan gives me a lot of flexibility. That's what I'll say.
Agreed. Yeah. Tim, what do you got for one of your favorite plays?
Yeah, I mean, look, they're in my opinion. Well, first of all, we didn't talk about Ja'Marr Chase, right? I think Ja'Marr Chase is on his own tier, right? You're paying up for Ja'Marr Chase. If you know what you're doing, that's fine. Okay. In my opinion, the next tier down, there's 3 guys: Mike Evans, Drake London, and Brian Thomas Jr. I think you have to figure out what you're doing with those 3 guys, particularly Brian Thomas and Drake London, since they'll be the highest owned. If I had to pick my favorite, it's Brian Thomas Jr. But Gerson's already told us all show how Trevor Lawrence is the play this week. So, that's it, right? That's the play, right? I like all 3 of those guys. I'm going to be heavily exposed to all 3 of those guys. They're my 3 top plays at wide receiver. Mix and match.
Yep. BTJ currently 22% owned on Roto Grinders is the number one. Mike Evans a little bit lower than that, but he's still a good 14%. And Drake London is a couple spots below BTJ at 19%. So all 3 of those guys pretty much going to be high owned guys. So for sure.
I just want to add, you really have to put that T in between that BTJ. Otherwise, it's going to be a little awkward.
A little awkward. Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So I'll mention this is the only guy that we hadn't mentioned yet, and that's JSN at 5.8, only because he's traditionally been terrible in the slot, and he plays a lot in the slot. He's also going to be playing a lot more outside now because he is the number 1 receiver there. But he kills us whenever he plays us, and JSN at 5.8 seems to be. All right, let's move down into the value tier, and I'll kick us off here with a guy that I've been hearing a lot about. Obviously, he used to be a 49er. Now he's here in Washington. So I watched him a lot as a 49er, and now I'm hearing all this stuff about him on the radio here in Washington, D.C., and that's Deebo Samuel at 5.2. And word from all the beat reporters is that he looks explosive once again. He has got his legs back underneath him. And the thing that I really like about it is this Cliff Kingsbury offense loves the bubble screens, which is right up his alley. He's going to get a ton of targets behind the line of scrimmage, make things happen. And if he is back to the explosive self that he was, then he can absolutely have a great game here. And the fact that Terry McLaurin's only been in practice now for 2 weeks, I do think he starts the season a little bit slower, which means Deebo can start the season a little bit fast. So at 5.2, I love me some Deebo this week. And they have.
After that,
go ahead.
So they have. I'm honestly happy that this show went this way. We did not mention what's his name, JTM McCorley or whatever his name is.
No,
Bill Merritt.
I'm so
we
happy.
We are not talking about him. No,
yes,
absolutely
so happy
not.
But I believe there's a reason they traded for Deebo Samuel. Kingsbury, like you said, he's gonna make it work. And Eckler is Eckler. We know what he is. But Deebo, that price is amazing. And I'm honestly, I think he's a very contrarian player too. And I'm going to have a lot of exposure to him. I'm going to up it because Jaden Daniel is 7.2K.
7,000 flat. He's 7,000.
7K, yeah.
Yeah, 7K. If you can stack that and run it back, ooh, that's sexy.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. Super cheap.
Tim, give me.
Yeah, I say, don't mind. I'm going to real quick talk about 2 guys. One is Egbuka. We all 3 have Egbuka. I think everybody likes him this week. We all know why. If you've listened to any show, you know why. Okay? I'm going to tell you about the guy that I like that I have not heard on a single show. And this will be the only time I put my cheese hat on for this show. Okay? Matthew Golden. I was not. If you asked me on draft night if I was happy about this pick, I was not. Okay? I have come around. He is I know Gerson said earlier, oh, who do the Packers have on their depth chart? It's Matthew fucking Golden. Okay, that's my one F word. I'm saving it for this because he is that guy.
We're gonna get
Okay,
canceled.
he's already the number one wide receiver in Green Bay. It's not Romeo. It's not Jaden Reed. It's not my boy Dontavian Wicks. Okay, it is Matthew Golden. So I love all the rookies this week. I love Tet McMillan. I love Egbuka. But I think Matthew Golden could legitimately break the slate. So he is my favorite play in this game. I know Brian in the chat, shout out Jamison Williams. I actually love that play as well. I think a Golden Jamison Williams secondary stack with that late game exposure sounds extra sexy. But that will be where I get different.
I love it. I love it. I love the conviction too for your team. I love it. I'll just mention the last two guys that we have in the value tier. They're on the same team, Jawan Jennings and Ricky Pearsall. They're pretty similar in price. Jennings is 4.9. Pearsall's 4.5. I think we don't really know how the offense is going to look. You know, no Ayuk.
I like Pearsall better though. I like Pearsall better because he's been practicing with Brock Purdy lately. I know that does matter. Report with your wide receiver, it matters a lot.
Yeah. The only reason I would pick Jennings over Pearsall is because if they go to one receiver, like when they're running the ball, Jennings is the guy that's on the field. He's the blocking receiver, right? So if they get down and close, it means he's the red zone threat essentially. So, but either way, you can't go wrong. I like both guys this week, and we don't know how the offense is going to look. So either one of those guys is good. All right, it's time to get to the defenses.
Defense.
And of course, we always defer to you, Tim, on the defenses.
Man, I've been waiting so long to hear that drop. Y'all don't even know. Normally, I come on here and drop a bunch of stats for how crazy this defense is. This week, we're keeping it simple. The worst team in the National Football League, sorry, Garrett, is the New Orleans Saints. Okay? They drafted Schuff, and they still went back to Spencer Rattler. Okay? Yeah. They are god-awful. Play the Arizona Cardinals if you can at 3,500. We have the value to get there this week. If not, you drop 200 and you play the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's where I'm going at defense.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I think if you wanted to go up to the Broncos, you could. But
sure.
Arizona is probably the way you want to go at 3.5. Those are the only two defense that I'll even be looking at. Usually we go cheap at defense, but this week I think with the value that we have and the fact that we have no top tier 10K, 9.5K guys on the slate, you could pay up and be perfect.
You can.
So, yeah, I like that as well. Gerson, you had the Houston Texans there. They're a pretty cheap defense. Talk about them on this a little bit.
Well, I was kind of shocked that for 2,500, like if you were to pay up for other positions, there are two positions I love to pay down for are defense and tight end. So if I'm going to pay down this week for defense, it's going to be the Houston Texans. I think the Houston Texans probably have the best line in the NFL. Like, if you really look at it, between Hunter, Anderson, and the interior defense tackle, they are pretty damn good. And Stafford, a month ago, we didn't even know if he was going to play week 1.
Yeah.
Sure.
Know? And, the offensive line is not that great either. It's probably top 15, maybe.
They know where Stafford to be, right? Like if they're they know where he's going to be. He ain't going to be outside the pocket. He's going to be standing.
He ain't going to run.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure me and Jeff speed combined together, we're not even going to run as fast as him. But yeah, 2,500. That's pretty cheap for the Houston Texans. I'm pretty shocked that a lot of people are not going to be on this side of the game. I think, but that's the thing though. It's the Rams offense. Everybody sees that. But you get stacked, you get a couple interceptions, 2,500. You pay it off. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, agreed. Joe has a question here. What would you say is the top game on the slate? I think it's Bucks Falcons for me. What about y'all?
Bucks Falcons.
I still would say the Bengals Browns.
Bengals Browns is up there as well. I think that's probably number 2. I think 101 and 102 right there. However you want to put them in there. So yeah, I like that.
But if you were to do the
Carolina,
weekend, on the weekend, on the whole weekend, it'd be the Bills Raven.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
We don't get that game on this slate. So yeah, that's for sure. All right, let's get to our stacks.
Goingfor2.com's weekly stack report.
I will kick us off here and go with the stack. Pretty much a lot of guys I mentioned on the show already. JD5 is my quarterback at 7,000. I just talked about Deebo Samuel. I got him in my stack, not Terry McLaurin. I think Terry McLaurin starts the season slow. I'm putting Zach Ertz in there. I think he catches a touchdown. We didn't mention him on the tight ends, but I do think Zach Ertz is viable. And then you're bringing it back with Neighbors, who I think will be heavily targeted. Hopefully he's healthy. I know there's been some questions whether he's going to play or not. If he's not healthy, then maybe I don't even put a comeback on there because I don't know who else I'd want to put besides Neighbors. But if he's healthy, it is Neighbors on the comeback. But JD5 and Deebo will be a stack that I use quite often in my stacks this weekend for sure. Tim, you took my stack, so I had to switch it up there.
Yeah.
Give me your stack because you got to the sheet before.
Yeah, I just said I think it's the best game environment of the weekend, at least of the main slate, right? It's Baker, it's Mike Evans, it's Igbukah, and then you run it back with either London or if you want to get low owned, you go Kyle Pitts. Or both, because I don't think anybody will play them together in a non-Michael Penix lineup. We didn't even talk about Michael Penix. I think he's a good play in that Drake May, Trevor Lawrence area. But yeah, this is where I'm going.
Yeah, that's a solid stack there. I actually did originally have the Penix stack as well. But then I was like, it's kind of all the same guys. So let me switch it up here and go with the JD stack. So I love it. And Gerson, we'll go to you. I mean, they've been paying attention. They already know what your stack is, but go ahead and give it to us.
Yeah, I'm just letting you guys know. If I ever talk about that quarterback from Atlanta, I'm just going to say Michael because I don't want to fuck that shit up.
I don't want to say penis, but I'm going to say fuck that shit up.
It's like, yeah. You know what? I did that because I wanted to set Jeff up. If he said it, I said it.
There's no pause involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I mean, I wanted to get very, very cheap with my stack because I want to fit in everything else. So Trevor Lawrence, Brian Thomas is the most expensive thing. Brent Strange, and Tectora McMillan. If you can fit that in, you can fit in everything else, basically. But what if I were to tell you don't have Tectora McMillan, and it might get this guy? Yeah, come on, dude, John. How you gonna do this to us, man? No, but we'll see.
Yeah, there is another guy that you're alluding to here. We'll go ahead and hit the sick call now.
And now, the sick call of the week.
So go ahead and kick us off, Gerson, with your favorite segment, the sick call.
Your favorite segment.
Hold on. Let me put my Jeff Lambert. Let me put my Jeff Lambert hat. So, about 4 years ago, Gerson was sick, and it was against the New Orleans Saints.
Shit, that was 8 years ago now.
It was Cam Newton, the Carolina Panthers against the New Orleans Saints, and he said, "Yeah, I think I'll play the New Orleans Saints defense against the Carolina Panthers." And at this time, the Carolina Panthers were just rolling. CMC, oh damn, I mean, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and I was like, gee, I think you're a little sick. That NyQuil getting to you. And that's how the sick call was created.
Yeah, they were the number one defense that week.
Yeah, number one. Is that how it was created, Jeff? That's how the sick call got created.
Exactly.
Anyways,
Gerson was a little. He was on some cough syrup and some other kind of cold medicine, and of course he was drinking beer. At the end of the day, learned his words.
8 years later, it all comes full circle.
Yes.
Because who is your sick call? Same team involved.
Jatavian Sanders. Well, the funny thing is that we actually played this guy probably like 3 times last year, and it didn't work out. No. But this year it will work out because Jatavian Sanders in camp, in training camp, in preseason, and everything else that they've been talking about him, he's been balling, Nico balling basically, but he's been doing very great. I think $2,900 for his price is so cheap. Like $2,900. Like I said, I want to get cheap at defense and tight end. Everybody else, I want to pay up for it. The guy is actually like from Texas. Not from Texas, but he came from Texas to college football. Very athletic, very gifted, but at the same time, they had Ian Thomas. They had other tight ends there. They blocked him last couple years, and I think this year is his breakout year. He's very cheap though, and that's my sick call of the week.
He's listed as a starter for the first time. He was behind Tommy.
Yeah, for real.
Last year, he is listed as a starter. I do think I like him a lot. I have a lot of exposure to him in season-long fantasy as well. So I do think he has a bit of a breakout, and this could be his breakout game right here. So love it at 2.9. All right, Tim, what you got for your sick call?
All right. Before I give my sick call, Brian in the chat said that he said X out all the rookies. I'm playing Romeo Doubs. So I'm going to say it right here. It's for everyone watching. You see, I've been growing out my beard here, okay? I will shave my beard if Romeo Doubs outscores Matthew Golden.
Ooh.
It's not going to happen. I am that sure. So, Brian, you heard me. You don't have to do anything on your end. That's fine. I am so sure that Matthew Golden will outscore him. I will come back next week rocking just the mustache, just clean shaven, rocking the 70s porn stash. If Matthew Golden does not get outscored, does not outscore Romeo Doubs, man. I think it's an absolute stone cold lock.
I'm gonna get a drop for that. It's the beard bet.
The beard bet. Yeah. So anyway, my sick call is go ahead, Gerson. Go ahead.
Jeff was born in the 70s. That's what I was gonna say.
That's absolutely.
I was actually born in the 70s.
He was. It was a better time. No, it's get the razor out. I will. Hey, you will see it next week on this show. Yeah, it's.
Like, are you actually gonna shave it on the show?
Not on the show. I'll come back.
Okay, I'm gonna say, dude,
I don't think anyone wants me going with the Clippers during the show. But no, if Golden gets hurt right away, then I will own it and I will come back with a clean shave. I am that sure. But yeah, I really want a ton of exposure to this game, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and I think that the one guy that nobody's going to own here is going to be Ray McLeod because everybody's going to go to the other cheaper rookie wide receivers. I won't have a ton of exposure to him. But if he's going to be 1% owned, I'm going to have 7 to 10%. Just in case he catches a long bomb at 3,700, I can literally stack every other position.
Yeah, I like it.
And I was going to say, when Darnell Mooney missed in the past, he played 100% of snaps.
He did.
So I know Mooney is currently questionable. Obviously, this is only a play if Mooney is out. But if he is out, to me, he is the most viable play under 4K.
I love it. All right, I'll wrap up with my sick call. I'm going to a backfield that loves to have the two-headed monster at running back. I talked about the first head of that monster, Devin Achane, earlier in the show. The other head's going to be Mr. Ollie Gordon at 4.2. Originally I thought Gordon would be high owned because I didn't think Achane was going to play. But now that Achane has been cleared to play, we saw a couple years ago Raheem Mostert play that second fiddle. I think he had 22 touchdowns that year. Now, I don't think Ollie Gordon is going to be Raheem Mostert, but he will get worked into the offense. Jalen Wright is definitely out of this game, so it's just basically Achane and Gordon. And if they want to keep Achane healthy, they will use Gordon to spell him. And at 4.2, he could fall into the end zone a couple times and pay off his 4.2 salary. So he is my sixth call of the week. All right, fellas. Week 1 is in the books. Great show. We had a great chat tonight. I love seeing all the names in there. We got Brian, John, Jamie, Jared. Everybody's in the chat. I love it. It's going to be a good season. And any parting words, guys? Gerson, Tim, anything y'all want to say before we get out of here?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Get the drop.
I believe it.
Let's do it.
This is what? Year 7?
9. I think this is 9, actually.
Yeah, I believe it's year 9.
Holy crap.
Because you came to visit me when we went to that Packers game was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So we were on at least a year before that.
Yep. That is true.
We're old now, bro.
All right.
Thank
For
you.
Tim, for Gerson, I am Jeff. Good luck this weekend. We'll see y'all next week.
Go back